Hey everybody, Average Picker here. Gonna pick a challenge lock. Which one is this? Number 27, Voodoo. Oh, by AJ Clark. We'll get this thing a pick. Sure, keyway there. I don't know about going in top of keyway. I think I'm gonna block off that pin. Go in with some bottom of keyway, maybe. Is that thing gonna? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's do something with this camera. It's about to fall off the table. Okay, I know having that cut's not ideal, but that's what we're going to have. And if you can see how the camera is held up by a little dog food cup. So we'll see what happens here if it falls over. Yeah. A little shout out to Paola over in Italy. Good to hear from you. I know things are just awful. I'm not expecting. No, you apologize for not doing lock picking video or whatever. I'm not even expecting it. Just good to hear from you. Thanks for returning my email. Just worried about you. Hoping you're staying safe. Don't even want to think about it over there. Oh, and Thumper. Yeah, I've had a lot of computer issues lately. Let's do a reset. You said something about not understanding. Yeah, dude, if I was saying I don't know about getting to the post office right now. If you want to just go ahead and send, if you're able to, that's cool. I'll get you back as soon as I can. I'll just match whatever you send. Not a problem. We just got some more shelter-in-place orders, and they're a little bit cracking down on essential travel. I mean, I could probably get away with it, but they're handing out a few fines right now. I'm just gonna, a few days, I think things will kind of chill for a minute. I think they're just trying to make a point that they're serious, and should be. If you can stay in, guys, stay in. It's crazy. What's going on? Let's try a counter. It's weird. I worked. Let's try counterclockwise. I worked a number of years in disaster relief. I mean, this is like living in a disaster, but at the same time, it's not, right? Because you go outside and you don't have that physical. God, 2 is binding up like crazy when I do it that way. You don't have that physicalness that you get in like a storm disaster. Oh, we fell into a bit of a false there. Lots of feedback in this lock, AJ. So yeah, it's interesting because it's just it has all the symptoms of a large disaster, and it feels like one, and at the same time it kind of doesn't. Which is probably the worst kind, because that makes you a little sloppy. I used to work shelters, and we'd get people coming in with different symptoms, and you knew if someone came in with the flu, like everybody's gonna have the flu. There we go. There's back into our false. I'm really digging under that one pin back there. I don't know if it's set. Come on. Let's try moving up some. Oh, pin 1. Definite counter rotation on pin 1. Lots of good feedback. There we go. Now that pin in the back has freed itself up some. Let's see if we can get it to do something. Oh, we just fell into that deep false again. Oh, there we go. We're open. I think that deep false came off of 1 again. I think what we picked in the back, it tripped back up onto something on pin 1. Pin 1 I don't think actually dropped. I think it just went a little deeper. I'm gonna be able to. Is it still in frame? Let's lower the camera. Oh gosh, this is where the whole shit and caboodle's gonna fall. There we go. Oh yeah, we do have a key. I already locked it back up anyway. Oh no, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. There we go. So yeah, I know it can make it tough to take it seriously, right? It like, especially in this kind of weather, because you go outside, at least here, it just feels so nice out. You know, you still see, you know, people are out jogging and things like that, and it just makes you think, man, we're in a pandemic. Kind of crazy. So yeah, I've only ever worked I don't know, maybe countywide kind of disaster stuff. I've never worked anything. Oh, well, maybe statewide. Up in Jersey, smoker's cough. That might have been a statewide. I worked up there. Okay, so we got 5 pins. It looks like there is a chamber for a 6-pin. Spool cut and some serrations. Spool cut. It's a snappy lock, man. There was, you definitely hit these areas. A really solid counter rotation, a really solid feedback. But there was lots of little places where you had little amounts of feedback. Looks like we have threading in chambers 1, 3, and 5. Yeah, and that made it kind of hard. You had to kind of second guess yourself a little bit a couple of those times. Oh, I should show you guys the key. You're not a pin and pin, are you? No. Swap out tweezers, because these just work better. Look how quickly I grab those tweezers. And you know why that is? That's because of 3D Lock Sport's handy little holders. I knew exactly where I was reaching for. Thanks, 3D Lock Sport. Yeah, one of my things in disasters was family services. That was mostly what I did. I was supervisor. But I also did a lot of shelter work, because sometimes we set up family services in shelters. But I was also a shelter manager because I'm a night owl. And they realized I could just stay up all night, so they kind of fast-tracked me. But one of the cooler things I got to do, we had a tornado that actually went through downtown, and I got called in to the city emergency management center. And I got to work there, coordinating on a citywide level with all the agencies. And I'm sure that's what's going on kind of right now, because you know, you've got your FEMA, but then you also have a state one, which can kind of vary by its name. I think ours here in Georgia is GEMA. And then you've got county ones. And if your city's large enough, you've got a city emergency response team. And they all get together. They have these places they meet, and they coordinate all their efforts and stuff. And I'm sure something like that is going on out there. I could talk about that though. Oh, I could talk about that for a minute, but that's not why we're here. We're here to look at this lock. So let's flip the camera around. Okay, so there's our key, our bidding. Number 27, Voodoo by AJ. What we got going on upstairs? And pull the springs again. You know, that's kind of my thing, is not pulling the springs. Gosh, they're fiddly. But yeah, it doesn't look like we've got anything going on up there. And we do have room. Could maybe have snuck a 6th pin in there. Would the key have made it? Oh, it's cutting it close. Could have done that. Thankfully he didn't. And so here we got our pins. So that's our shear line, of course, right across the middle. And our chamber 1 through chamber 6. Oh, why do I keep using those tweezers? Those pinning tweezers are good for springs. Not so great, especially for challenge lock pins, I don't feel like. Kind of giving up on them. Nice serration work there, man. Spool element. Yeah, with all these serrations and the threading in the chambers, it's a very clicky lock. Oh, that's cool. I love that little serration cut in the top of that guy. Absolutely love it. You could just left it as a nice little spool. You put that other little line in there just to give it that little extra maybe, right? So the driver for him. So I'm pretty sure, oh, I just noticed it is kind of tipped off right there, isn't he? Yeah, little, I wouldn't call it a T-pin element. But man, we're getting close. Spooled. Now something to put us into a really deep false. Maybe pin 1 did drop back down. I guess it's possible. Something like 2. And we finished on 1. And I was kind of expecting to see 1 being a bit of a double spool. I thought I'd maybe hit a spool element, picked 4 or 5 in the back, came back up, and then got more counter rotation off of 1 and cleared it. But it does not seem to be that's what I would have been expecting to see. It's just a single spool element, so I guess it is possible. Maybe I picked 2 at one point when I thought it was 1. Or maybe 1 slipped back down once we were able to get back there in the back of the lock. But yeah, cool little lock there, AJ. It's always fun when it's got that kind of little variety, like, you know, when you're filling out the pins and you are getting nudges of feedback from each one. I mean, you're like, oh, should I just go for it? Or, you know, should I keep checking all of them and see if I get something more definite and more solid? And that's definitely the way this lock goes. You just have to search it out. So there we go. That is number 27, Voodoo by AJ Clark. Appreciate it, man. And I think tomorrow we will be announcing the giveaway. So I think we're going to do 3 prizes. So on lock toss. But we'll detail all that out tomorrow. You all have a good one. Take care of yourselves.